Hello and welcome everyone, it's Race on Oz, it's Monday night, it's the PC League, it's round 3 of the last Hurrah season, the last Hurrah Cup. We're at round 3, we're at Oulton Park. Last week we were at Kyalami for round 2, and this week we are at Oulton Park. So that's not it. We should take that off. Max Ricker won last week. It was the lights to flag victory, so he was unchallenged for the entirety of it. It was pretty boring, and I reckon tonight is going to be just as, if not as boring as it was last week. We've only got 10. We've got 11 now. That's good. We got 11 people. So look, I think it's going to be pretty boring, but we'll see what we got. What's the standings look like? Oh, who else ran? Matt Frost. Good job from him. He took out the silver class, so good for him. Qualified second, so he was right up there last week. He did finish 4th overall. But yeah, he came home to take silver class victory in the Ford Mustang. I can't remember what this guy's actual name is. I don't know if it's Steve. I don't know if it's Sean. It's Scott. There you go. I didn't know it at the making of the time. So Scott Smith, he was the AM class victor. So good for him. So he qualified H, finished 7th. Good job to him. What's the standings look like? So Max Ricker, he's out on top on 90 points. So he's on 90 points. He's won both the races, but you have a drop round as well. So that's why his drop round is a win. So that's why he's only on 90 points. But he is, 9 ahead of Benjamin Hignett is second. Vinny Canero in third. Jack Steele in the Lexus, he is in fourth. Who else? We got James Pierre Reid, he's not racing tonight, 75. Matthew Frost, after a good round last week, he's 6th. 7th, Mitch Hayes, he wasn't here last week, but he's racing tonight. Scott Smith in 8th. Chris Hildebrandt 9th. No more ACC after this season. We're moving to LMU supposedly. So, what else have we got? Chris Hildebrandt, Robin Herbert. LMU had its highest peak in the history of its game this weekend. Obviously coincided with Le Mans. At 36,000 players over the weekend, it was something like 6,500 players peak. It was its all-time high. So it's big numbers, and obviously inspired. That's the number one question about servers, but they're working on it apparently. What else we got? Wally Masson, Christopher Butt, Zach Jensen, Mike East, and Neil Fakeney. Let's have a look at the circuit. It's Oulton Park. I don't mind this one. It's a cracker of a little track actually. It's about 4.37 kilometers long, 17 turns in total. Turn 1 is a bit of a doozy. Then into turn 2. Turn 3 is also quite tricky. Then it's the blast down Lakeside into turn 4 into the island bend of turn 5. Then you head up towards the chicane of 7, 8 and 9. And then you got the tyre bundle there at 10 and 11. Through 12 at Knickerbrook. And then up through 14 at the Water Tower. Down past Warwick's Bridge. Through 16th past 17. And there is your lap of Oulton Park. So this is what the live images look like right now. So, we've got 12 now. We've got Max Ricker, he's out in front. Track map out, eh? Kyalami last week. It's going to be, it will be interesting tonight because the pit stop strategy is minimum 2 stops. They're fueling tyres. West Coast. Yeah. Evening Heather Russell. Heather Russell in the chat. Benjamin Hignett is quite excited. He's ready to go. Who are we waiting for? Oh, we're waiting for John Hedges. There at the moment. This is my pet peeve. Come on, bruh. Don't do another lap, whatever you do. Let's get this started. Final turn is a bit tricky as well. He's going to go for another lap. Oh no, there we go. That's better.
Green light, go, go, go.
Alright, who's out there? Benjamin Hignett in the first car out on track. yeah, so it's going to be interesting tonight. So 2-stopper, fuel and tyres both times as well. So it's going to be a busy little pit lane. We will see how it all transpires. Jack Steele, last year's champion in the Lexus. Bold choice too, the Lexus. And good on him for trying a different car. The Lexus, someone put in the wall on the weekend. Don't know if anyone watched it. I did. Thoroughly enjoyed it. How good, rock a few bits up. I think Matthew Marsh was there, judging by the Discord and the images that were getting posted through, so lucky for him. The microphone's definitely working this week as well, which is good. Hignet would be the first car to do a lap around here. Let's go on board, check it out with him. Pit straight, if you like. We've got the pit curve, if you like. Out there, wide. Yeah, very tricky turn through here. Up through turn 4. Will we see any action? Will we see any cars getting offline through that tyre bundles? It's very strategically placed. Can cause a little drama. And then you can just absolutely smash these curves through here, as he does. Now we're up towards 10. So that tyre bundle there will generally go flying in the opening stages of the race most times. Doesn't damage the car, but you can't see it on replay unfortunately, so it's gone. And this is 16. This is a large corner. Names on here. This is turn 16 now. And there you go. There's a lap. Oulton Park. Unfortunately, I don't think. Oh, hang on, I do. Very good. Alright. Might need that tonight, I reckon. So Rika is on top though, 33,670. Who else is out there? So we saw Hignet Steele sitting there in P2. Hero out there. We got, what's his name? Mitch Hayes back, but delivery for him. So that's sort of. Named after Superbike champion Steve, his slot. There we go. Died in the house. I do remember that. So Vinny Kinero. Jack Steele about to post a time. So 33,670 from Max. Fastest right now, almost a third of the way through quali, and Steele goes up into P1. Here's Rod Taylor, one of the AM entries. He's sitting in 7th right now, 38 flat, so a little bit off the pace for pros, but he's in the AM. Second highest AM driver right now. Here's Vinny Kinero coming across the line. He goes up into 3rd. What about Matt Frost? What can he do? After a great qualifying last week, he moves into P4. 35 for now. Here's Zach Jensen. Purple McLaren. Here's Scott Smith. Last week's. He's gone up to the silver. After last week's class victory. Running a little wide through the final turn. He improved P6 for now. Jack Steele, he's unseated Max Ricker for now. He's on a better lap. This could be front row of the grid right here for Hignett. From him to Rod Taylor. One step away from him for now. Here's Vinny Kinero. It's 3/10 up on his best time. He's got Rod Taylor just up ahead of him. Board. Fourth. Can he sneak onto the front row of the grid? He can. P2. Nice work, Mr. Kinero. Here's Matt Frost. Improving on his time, improves his position. P6, nice work from him. Jensen, he's going to improve his time, so P5 is where he'll be from now. Steele's out there, but he's not really on a lap right now. He gets dropped down into a fourth at the moment, so after making the pace early days. Russell. Mustang, good enough for P11. Here's Scott Smith, still 7th. Hignett, no, he's just getting himself all sorted out. Hedges. Nah. So they're all just sort of preparing for the second half. Session. Let's go to Jensen because he's 3/10 up on his best time. 33.9, 33.1 is the time they're all chasing. That's set by Jack Steele. So that's his Druid. This is Druid's corner. Turn 15. What else have we got? Here we go. So makes his way through 16. Improves his time, goes to P2. So we've got a new contender emerging. That's a funny name. Funny story. Slide there. From the Lexus. What about Hedges? So he's down there in 12th position at the moment in the Ferrari. 5.5 minutes left in this session. Going to improve his time by half a second, but he won't improve his position, unfortunately. So P12 is where he finds himself. Here's Rod Taylor. So 35.2 is still his best time. Jensen and Kinero. What's going on with Max Ricker? He's invalidated this lap, so it might be a push lap this time around. Let's click across to Paul Russell though. He's 6/10 up on his best time. I think he's done an LMU race already tonight, so he's jumping in here. I thought he said he wasn't going to participate this season, but this might just be a cameo appearance from him. He's going to improve his time, not his position, so P11 for now. Jack Steele still leads all comers. Just a tick over 4 minutes remaining. Hedges going again. He's continuing to improve his time. So 7/10 up on his best time. That still won't be enough to move up position. But he's trying out there, John Hedges. He's giving it a crack. Everyone else has got red next to their names. So he's the only one with a little bit of green on the board. And yeah, he takes about 7/10 off his time. So nice work from him. Rod Taylor again. Seems to be stuck on the same cars at the moment. Everyone else is red. So 3.5 minutes remaining. And we don't really have any competitive times out there at the moment. So it's all sort of no real movement right now. This man on top, he leads all comers at 33-1. That's Jack Steele. Then there's Jensen, Kinnearo, Hignett, and Ricker. Hayes, Frost, Smith, Taylor, Masterson, Russell, Hedges. What about Kinnearo? Oh no, here goes Paul Russell again. He's improving on his time. 4/10 still not enough to move up a position. But good for Paul having a crack. Usually has the custom liveries, but not today, understandably so. Improves, but doesn't improve enough to move up a position. Here's Vinny Kinnearo, so 3.5 off pole position at the moment. Not looking to improve his time at this stage though, nor is it going backwards. Hedges is improving again. You can hear the traction control kicking in there. I think it was anyway. Just the way that sounds. Go John Hedges. He takes 3/10 off. Nice little chunk of time. Here's Jack Steele. He's going even quicker. So 2 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. He's up by a couple of tenths. So 33.127 is his best time. Can he dip into the 32s? He's driver to do so today. That's why he's in P1. He just sneaks in a 32.982. Hayes. It's the let's go to Matt Frost because Hayes is not improving in his time. Matt Frost is. Can he leapfrog the 46 and the 666? You can see. 1:20 left on the clock. Doesn't look like anyone is going to be able to unseat Jack Steele. He's put the cue in the rack. He's decided, yep, I'm going to enjoy the remainder of this session from the comfort of the pits. As Frost crosses the line, moves up into P6. Nice work from him. Here's Jensen. He's 2/10 down on his best time, so that's not going to get him into P1. He should have another crack at it if he so chooses. Makes his way through Lodge Corner and Dearly, that's a corner right there, 17. He's going to improve his time, so he'll have one more go at it with just a tick over 20 seconds remaining. Kinnearo's out there on a lap as well. Hignett's in the pits. Oh, here we go. Max Ricker. He's already 3/10 up on his best time. Unfortunately, he's 6/10 behind Jack Steele at the moment. So the clock goes 000. Scott Smith will be the first one across the line. Pick up Ricker again shortly. He goes up into 6th. That's Smith. Here's Hayes. Ricker 4/10 up on his best time. What does Hayes do? 7th. Max Ricker goes up into P3. That is where he will be starting the race. Vinny Canero currently in 4th position right now. Marginally improving his best time. So it looks like it's going to be 4th. It will be the best for Vinny. Running another front engine car this season. As he crosses the line, he improves on his best time. 3-3. Here's Paul Russell. 10th up on his best time. That's Max Ricker tucked in behind him. And, oh, there we go. Quick. Alright, so that's the grid, everyone. Jack Steele, congratulations. P1. Then Jensen on the front row of the grid. So an AM driver in P2. That's fantastic to see. Ricker, Canero and Hignat. Followed by Smith, who's the highest of the silver runners. Hayes, Frost, Taylor, Masterson, Russell and Hedges. So that's it, everyone. That's qualifying all done. Come back in a couple of minutes. Round number 3 of the last Hurrah Cup underway. 60 minutes of Oulton Park coming up. Be back shortly. Alright, everyone, back. Getting all set, so less than 30 seconds before we get kicked off. Old Hall. Oh, turn number 1. There you go. Named after Oulton Hall, which originally stood to the rear of where the circuit's first turn is now located. It was destroyed by fire, but an original stable block and the enclosed kitchen garden still stand. So, how good is that, eh? all making their way off the grid. Russell bringing up the rear. So it's Jack Steele set the fastest time in qualifying. Zach Jensen is following. P2, then you got Max Ricker starting from third. Fourth will be Vinny Canero in the 123. Benjamin Hignett starting from P5. Scott Smith starting from 6th. Mitch Hayes in the race from 7th. 8th. Frost. 9th is Rod Taylor. 10th, Wally Masterson, Paul Russell, and John Hedges. Jack Steele, pole position sitter. Heading down the hill. About halfway around. And all that. There you go, there's the tyre bundle. See if that gets any further. Yeah, that's quite sad about that Hislop's corner, isn't it? What corner is that? Turn 11. So that Hislop, the chicane there, named after Superbike champion Steve Hislop, who died in a helicopter crash a short time before Oulton Park British Superbike ran in 03. He was the reigning champion and had been expected to make his return to the series at Oulton Park, which was always considered his favourite track. So that chicane is named in his memory in a special ceremony which saw his 2002 teammate Scott Easton ride Hislop's 1992 Manx TT winning Norton through a ribbon to open up the new. Alright, and on that positive note, let's get this race underway. We're waiting for the... That's very sad. Very, very sad.
Green light, green light.
There's the green light though. So it looks like there's a pretty good jump from Steele. Jensen's going straight there with him. Ricker's going down the inside. He's got the Mustang of Canero for company. Hignett in there as well. That was the non-liveried Ferrari getting a little bit wide as well. Want to go away from that. Oh no! What's happened? Thingo's ran wide in the Lexus. I'm trying to pick him up. What's happened, Jack Steele? Let's see what happened here. If we go to the Heli-cam. Oh, was there a little bit of contact there? Oh, there's a little bit of contact there, and he's just ran wide, and he's fallen all the way back to the rear of the field. So Zach Jensen Jack Steele. He finds himself all the way down in P9 now, unfortunately for him. But this is our race leader, Vinny Canero. Here we go, Vinny. As I mentioned, it's a two-stopper tonight. So 2 stops, tyres and fuel mandatory. I applaud the people behind whoever's idea that was. Very, very good idea. Should be very interesting racing because of it. But Canero already opening up a little bit of a gap as the rest of the field flowing through. So Steele P9 at this stage. Canero finishes the first lap of the race. Oh, look at this, we've already got a stopper. Matt Frost. There we go. So Frost is in, Jensen is in. That makes perfect sense for him after issue there on the first lap. Steele didn't go into the pit, so he's staying out there. strategy. Sure. Hero already pulling out a 1.3 second gap. Almost up to 2 seconds, in fact. There he goes. 2 seconds. Oh, what's happened, Rod Taylor? Dropped the position. Let's see on the oh no, there he was on the grass. So manages to get back on. Caught that a little bit too late. But he finds himself down there in 8th position. Still up 1 spot from where he started. So overall, still a good result. Going north, not south. As we go back to live images. He's got long masses, so he's already picked up a couple. Down to 9th. Already up to 7th. Look at those guys in the pits for. So 50 seconds, 48 seconds in total. Tyres and fuel mandatory in the 2-stopper tonight. Let's see there, what's the name for Frost and Jensen? They've already tipped off 1. As Steele going down the inside of Masterson. And he's going to make a pit stop as well. Charging into the pits. Scott Smith. So he finds himself in P4 right now. He started in 6th position. Kay's tucked in behind him. So it's about 50 seconds in total is the pit stop tonight. So that will be very interesting to see. Very interesting to see. So Caniero's already carved out a nice little gap here. So 1.4 seconds. The difference between he and Max Ricker. He's got that Mustang humming right now, does Vinny. I don't think I've ever called a race victory for Vinny Caniero, so I am going to blatantly cheer for him tonight. It would be fantastic to see. Maybe I've seen Mike. I've seen him come close a couple of times, but it would be fantastic to see him grab a race victory. I've seen plenty of race victories from Ricker and Hicknet before as well. So I think we can cheer on Vinny in the last Hurrah Cup this evening. Round number 3 of the series. Halfway mark of the series, in fact, so we'll only have 3 more to go after that. Something like, I think it's like Bathurst, Spa, and Suzuka in the last 3. Here's Jensen and Frost. So both these guys are pitted. The gap to the leader, a minute. How far up did they vault? About 6. There's Russell and Rod Taylor's been in the wars already. What's happened here? Oh, big slide there. Was that coming out of turn 1? I think it was. A bit of contact with Wally Masterson. 360 pirouette. Poor Russell goes through. Almost goes around again. In the sand trap there and gets it going again. Here's McKay's in 5th position. It's the pace like a 33.947 from Canero. That's the fastest lap of the race at 33.425. Already the gap, 1.7 now. So just having a look where those the bottom 3 guys, we've all made their stops. So about 50 seconds. Yeah, they're going to head out around about 6th once the stops sort of shake out. 6th or 7th, around about there. Jensen. Down the Mustang, that's Ross. poking the nose out there, just having a quick little look. So down into the fast right-hander. Turn number 1. Canero really clearing out at the moment. So this is what it looks like from the rear wing. He can't see anyone right now. So 33.527 was his lap on that, his time on that last lap, compared to 33.690. He's flying right now. Is Vinny? There you can see that's in the background. And then he's got Hignett. Inside the Mercedes with Benjamin Hignett. Africa there, just up ahead. Goes through the flying left-hander. Turn 4, that is. Yeah, so he's chasing Rico right now, 1.1 seconds. Not too many battles going on right now in the track. Here's Matt Frost. He's making his second stop, so that'll be all his stops done. A long way to go on a tank of fuel and tyres as well, so see if that does pay off. I understand wanting to get them both out of the way early, but wait and see. So he's not exactly slicing his way through the field. He's made one of his stops. Crawling through the chicane there of Fulston's. Rates on Fulston's. V8. So yeah, Jensen making one of his stops as well. So Frost the only driver to have made both pit stops. He's got the green mark next to his name. Whoa! Big moment there from Jensen. Let's go on board with him. We were with him. What happened? So, bang. Oh, he just... Oh, the inside one just upset him. Upset the car, and that was enough. Now the Lexus ducks through. Steele. And Jensen drops down there into P11. Here's Mitch Hayes. He's got another Lexus. How many Lexuses have we got in the field? 3, I think. Yeah, so Hayes hunting down Smith right now. almost at the quarter-way mark. Caminero's carved out a 3-second gap. Hignet 3 seconds behind Ricker. Smith 3.5 seconds behind Hignet. Hayes right now, less than a second difference. Lap. So he's going to have to chip away at the 862 Lexus. I haven't really spoken too much about this man here, Max Ricker. He's won the first 2 races of the season. He's going to make it a hat-trick tonight. Benjamin Hignet in his very familiar P3. String of P3s last season. Continuing that tonight. And then yes, Smith doing a good job right now. Ice to the silver drivers. Off Mitch Hayes out in the Ferrari. Last trip around, Hayes was 1.5 tenths faster than Smith. Gap still remains at just under a second. Hayes goes into the pits. So that'll be his first trip. You know why they call it the pits? Because back in the day, in a mechanics, they would, because they didn't have like hydraulic lifts, they needed to get under the car, they dug a pit in the garage. So you go down into the pit and you can work under the car. That's why they call them the pits. Into the pits. So I don't think they had pits at racetracks, but anyway, that's what they call them. The next word I really want to research is lap. I'd like to understand, why do they call it a lap? Circuit I understand, because, you know, the circuit has a start and a finish. Yeah, lap has got to be the next one. So Ricker sitting in second right now. Vinny Canero makes his pit stop. So our race leader pits. Some busy faces on the pit wall there. They're all wondering why is it called the pits as well and why is it called the lap. That's what they're studying at the moment. So Ricker will go through. Hignett continues around as well. Smith is in the pits too. There's Canero. In there for about another 20 seconds according to the times tonight so far. Paul Russell moves up into P3. Where would he fall down to? Okay. Down to the rear of the field if he was to pick now. So we'll give him a bit of shine though. He's in P3. Ricker decide to respond? That's the question. So Canero is out. He's going. He's down there in P5. 49.4 seconds off the lead. And his pit time in total was 49 seconds. So Max Ricker under some pressure here to make a stop and make it count. What do you do? Come in this lap. I think he is. He is. Here he comes. What will Hignett do? Hignett will go again. That's not surprising. Doesn't mind the old longer strategy. Would not be surprised to see Hignett go all the way to the end and take his 2 stops right at the very end. Could possibly be mistaken. Happily admit that I am if it happens, but I just get that vibe from Benjamin Hignett. Here's Canero. Ricker has been in there for 28 and counting. So he's got a little bit left still to go. He's at 35 seconds now. And I think Vinny is going to do this pretty easily. There we go. Nice work from Vinny Canero to make that work. And he will overtake Max Ricker. There you go. You can see the Mustang flying through. So Ricker's was 49 seconds as well. And he is going to come out 1.8 seconds behind the Mustang in 4th position. Canero in 3rd with the 2 cars in front yet to pit. Now Benjamin Hignett, his lead over Canero is 46 seconds. So that is not going to be enough to cover a pit stop and remain in P1. That is if he does pit though. So 2 pit stops required today. Tyres and fuel mandatory. Hignett continues to roll around. So he'll begin another lap. What's this man going to do? Paul Russell. Heather Russell's brother and the Russell family. Hello to them all. Heather Russell. What a legend Heather Russell is. Never met her, never spoke to her. But she's on here every week cheering Paul on. Absolute legend Heather Russell and the Russell family. Heather in particular. Superstar. So here's Paul Russell, her brother. He continues to roll around as well. The gap is 1.9 seconds between Canero and Ricker. So we're going to be trying to try and just stay within reach of Vinny Canero. See some pressure on throughout the remainder of this race. So we're 21.5 minutes into it. Hignett in the lead right now. Here's Mitch Hayes. He's hunting down Scott Smith. There we go. Right. Scott Smith. I always want to say Steve Smith, famous basketball player. Steve Smith played for the Hawks in his early career. Who did he play for? Good three-point shooter, Steve Smith, number 8. A bit of an analyst now. NBA TV. Prime years. I know he didn't wind up. I know he didn't finish his career. started in my Google it, mate. So let's find the old brain. Here's Benjamin Hignett. He has been in the pits for 24 seconds. So Kinero making his way through. 30 seconds of counting for Hignett. Russell is our race leader. Here is Hignett. Here comes Kinero. So he will overtake Hignett in the pits, who's still stationary, drops and goes. So he comes out. Ricker has gone through. What about Rod Taylor? He hasn't made any stops as of yet. And he will not overtake Benjamin Hignett. So Benjamin Hignett is in P4, but it's a net P3. Because this man here, Paul Russell, is our race leader right now. As he's making his way through 7, 8, and 9. So he goes up through Hilltop into Hislops, 10, 11, 12. Has anyone hit the tyre bundle yet? They have, yeah. So didn't see when that happens. But yeah, Paul Russell doing a good job out there right now, the number 6. This is one of the tracks. This is like owned with Snetterton and one other as well. So Paul Russell will continue on. What do we do? 36.427. So Vinny Kinero in hot pursuit. This lap he does a 33.265. Ricker does a 33.575. What does Hignett do? 221, so that was his out lap from the pits. So Hayes still hunting down Smith. Oh, who's that? That's Rod Taylor. Back there. So he's done himself a bit of a mischief. Let's see what happens. Oh, did he make the same mistake earlier on? Did we see him out here earlier? I think we did. Oh, I just understeered off and no pirouettes this time. So that was Jack Steele making his way through. So he's in P5. We go back to live images. Steele, 25 seconds off the lead. He has made one stop. So the only drivers out there yet to make a stop is Paul Russell and Rod Taylor. So I was made to be incorrect about Hignett. So he proved me wrong. He didn't wait all the way to the end. Yeah, there was supposed to be a good chance of rain tonight. 10% rain the server was set at. So our race leader is in the pits, Paul Russell. So Kinero goes through, so does Ricker, so does Hignett. And he's still got a fair while to be in the pits, about another 20 odd seconds. So Paul Russell just dropping down through the times. We'll see where he stops. Keep track of Hignett right now. Paul Russell is still there. 44. That was a pretty decent stop. Stopped for 34 seconds total. 50 seconds, 51 in total. So he'll come back out in P10. Fair way ahead. Now, been following this sort of battle for a little while. Mitch Hayes and Smith. So Smith's done a good job keeping the Ferrari at bay so far. We're only 3 minutes away from the halfway mark. Looks like Frost and Hedges swap positions. So Matt Frost, he has made all of his pit stops. Well, both of his pit stops. And Ricker doing a good job right now holding on to Kinero, so he's not letting him get away. It's only 1.3, 1.4 seconds the gap between him and Kinero. Our leader lapped at a 1:33.582. Ricker, a 1:33.250, so 3/10 faster on that previous lap. He's not letting the Mustang get away here. He's holding on to him. So he'll need to do that to put some pressure on the next stop and then make it a straight fight to the end. So that first stint, Kinero was able to sort of put a pretty decent gap on Ricker, but not so in this second stint. You can see Ricker right in behind him, only a second the difference between the two. Taylor in the pits too, so making his first stop of the evening as Mitch Hayes has been stuck behind the Lexus for a little while at this stage. Let's see what he can do. Again, just sliding out ever so slightly, and Ricker, it's under a second now. Some were saying Meta Max last week. Meta Max McLaren. Got to do the post-race interview last week. So let's see how he goes this week. If he's able to get on that top step, we'll see if we can get him in there in the meantime. So we've got two key battles going on right now. The battle for silver is between Smith and Hayes. And the battle for overall is between Kinero and Ricker. And Ricker continues to close the gap. So it was sitting at 8/10 earlier, drifted out to about 1.4 seconds. But he's reeled it back in. So it's about half a second at the moment. I feel like Max can smell a bit of blood right now. He's thinking, I can put some pressure on Vinny. Vinny may not be as experienced running at the front of the field, managing the race lead. A little bit of extra pressure added on top of that, and the runner just got across the halfway mark as well. So it doesn't exactly feel like time is flying by. Plenty of time left in this one. And Ricker, as close as he's been since the pit stops. Right on Kinero at the moment. It's the view from the Ford. Medicine McLaren in behind him, and Hayes now as they come out of turn 16, Lodge Corner. Two cracking battles happening at the moment. Here's Ricker. Through Island Bend. It's a bit of a one line through the sort of back half of the track. Flick between these two. Hayes and Smith. Kinero. really starting to bring in the question as Mitch Hayes decides, I've had enough of sitting behind Smith. I'm going to make my final pit stop. To fall down the standings, but everyone else above him will need to make another stop. So yeah, this brings into the question of who's going to blink first out of these two. Oh, a little bit of traffic there. That was that Hedges? It was. So this is what he saw coming up, and he was trying to get out of the way, but I don't know if he saw Max coming through as well. Clunky. Very clunky. So that's cost Max a little bit of time. A bit of breathing room for Vinny Canero. So it's back to 1 second the difference. Max is going to have to reel him back in again. Here's Jack Steele. He's making his second and final stop. Rod Taylor is also in there at the moment too, completing his second stop. Back to the action. So yeah, to bring into question who's going to blink first here. 25.5 minutes left on the clock. Who will take their second stop first? Or will they end up going in together? Steele's probably got about another 12 seconds or so left out there. Hayes coming up through out of Druids into Lodge Corner. I think Steele will be gone by then. He is. So he goes into P8. Can he get on the podium, Mitch Hayes? No, he can't. I don't think so. No. The gap to leader is at 80 seconds. So that is a no. Probably top 5 maybe. Wait and see. Can we get a race victory for Max Ritka? Or will we get the long-awaited Vinny Canero? I think he has won before, but I wasn't streaming it for whatever reason. So, let's go Vinny. Can he hold off Mad Max? Not Mad, angry sense. Here's Benjamin Hignett. He's making his second stop. He's been in there 25 seconds. Jensen is doing the same right now as well. So Benjamin Hignett. How long has he been in there for? 39, 40 seconds. So another 10 seconds before he goes. In the meantime, we've got the action of Canero and Rika to keep us occupied. Hignett's out. Only 49 seconds total, so good stop from him. Jensen is in there still. He's at 45 seconds. So not too much longer for him. Benjamin Hignett, 58 seconds. Maybe top 5 for him. Maybe. Let's see. He's in a decent position with 23 minutes left. Coming out on fresh tyres and fresh fuel. It'll be a full tank, obviously, which will be advantageous for him. Last lap around 34 flat to Canero. 33.970 to Rika. Not a lot in it. You can see the gap right there that illustrates it quite nicely. Very much in each other's pockets at the moment. Canero been doing a good job to soak up the pressure here, because Max has been pouring it on ever since they got out of the pits. Max has been really hammering away on that rear wing of Canero, and Vinny Canero has not put a foot wrong yet. Got a little bit of traffic coming up. I think that's Jensen. It is. You're going to see the leaders coming through. I'm sure he will do his absolute best to keep out of the way. Good thing about only 11 cars is you don't have a lot of traffic, especially in a circuit like this. Oh, Jensen's got a stop-go penalty. He's serving that right now. I think he's Max. So he doesn't have a stop-go penalty. Want to get down below the speed limit though before he picks up a stop-go penalty. So Jensen's serving his. Oh, a little bit of salt in the wound there, having to reverse back into his pit box. So there's Ricker. All eyes on this man now, Vinny Canero. As Ricker, 22 seconds in total so far of his stop. Usually expecting 49 to 50. Keep an eye on the time to see when he gets out. Oh, it's going to be pretty close between these two. Ricker still stationary. Got about another 9 to 10 seconds left. What's Vinny going to do? Will he decide to match it? Here's Ricker. Good stop. 49. Alright, what is Vinny going to do here? Will he decide to reply straight away, or will he wait a couple of laps? We've covered off 2/3 race distance, setting ourselves for the final 20 minutes. Hignett all over the back of Masterson right now. Let's see what Vinny does. Does he match it? He does! Woohoo! How exciting! It's good stuff. Here we go, Max Ricker. I didn't see the time. When I checked it was about 45 seconds to the leader. I think that was as Canero was going into the pits though and had slowed down. So Max is going to have to push like crazy on this outlap. As Vinny is stationary. He's got about another 10, 20 seconds to go. 19 to 20. Here comes Max. Canero. Oh, this is going to be super, super tight. Super tight. There's Max Ricker. There's Vinny Canero. Max is going through. There's a good view of it. Have a look how close this is going to be. Is Vinny going to do it? He does. Good work, Vinny Canero. He's going to have to hold off Max Ricker, who's got the extra lap into his tyres already. Goes a little bit deep through turn 2. Max is going to take advantage of it. They're going to go side by side down towards Island Bend. They'll go through the first corner though, part of it. Vinny's able to hold him off. Great driving from Vinny Canero. Very, very respectful from both of them there as well. Max was pushing, but they both gave each other space. That was great racing. Great stuff from both drivers. Awesome work from Vinny to be able to keep the lead. Max pushing like crazy. And we've got 18 minutes and 20 seconds left in this one. It's going to be a straight fight all the way to the end. So Vinny's done the hard work. He's got a little bit more hard work left in front of him. Can he take a race victory? Max Ricker looking for 3 in a row. That was awesome stuff between these two. Great work. Good, clean, hard, fair racing. And I think both of them will be thoroughly enjoying this. So that's Jensen just up ahead as well. So he recently served his 30-second stop-go penalty. .35.5 to Ricker on that previous lap. So Hignett is sitting in third right now, 5.3 seconds behind. There he goes. You can see the Mercedes up there in the background. So he lapped the 33.650 on that previous lap. Wanting these two to squabble amongst themselves. See if he can make up a little bit of ground. Poor Russell, he's in fourth, but he has one more stop to go. So he's the only driver in the field that hasn't completed both stops. Steele, he is just tucked in behind him, so he'll be about 5 seconds off Hignett once he gets past Russell, with Russell either pitting or getting past him on the racetrack. He does just that right now. Sends Alexis down the inside. Paul Russell continues on. And, oh, there's a change for the lead. Oh dear, I missed it. So sorry. So that was the final turn. So they go into turn one. Does he run a little bit deep? Oh, he just hits the curb on the inside. That just slows him down just enough for Max to get through. And that was the change of the lead. So we go to live images. So Vinny Canero had done all the hard work. He managed to keep Max behind him after the pit stop, and then just a little tiny mistake has cost him significantly. Oh, they make a bit of contact there. A little bit of Morse code. Let's go bumpy cam on that. Let's see how close he got. Down the hill, and oh yeah, a little bit of a tap there. That slowed him up. He didn't. Oh, go back to live images now. Yeah, lucky that that didn't punt off Ricker either. So now it's Max's turn to be out in front. Over 14 minutes left. So we're in the final quarter of this race. So despite the size of the grid, it's been decent racing tonight, especially out in front. That's what you want to see. There's Hignett in the background. So he's closed the gap to 3.8, and it was at 5.1. Steele is 5.3 behind, so everyone's made their stops. Russell's the only one. He's sitting there in P5. Everyone else, it's just a straight fight towards the end. Hayes and Smith, so those two have been going at it for a big chunk of this race, and they continue to battle out in 6th and 7th down there. And Canero now looking for a way past. Time will start to click. They will click over a little bit faster than it has been for him. His time will be running out. Done all the hard work, and now unfortunately finds himself looking at the rear wing of the McLaren belonging to Max Ricker. Goes through dearly. And the two-stop strategy definitely brought a bit of action tonight, which is good. 3.3 seconds is the gap between Canero and Hignett now. Down to 3 seconds as we speak. So the last trip around a 1:34.2 to Canero, a 1:33.3 to Hignett. So still 12 minutes. He runs a little bit wide again there, does Canero. As as we look back from him, there's Hignett. So can he close that gap to get to a point where he starts to put a little bit of pressure on the Mustang? Kinnear will still be all eyes forward, focusing on that McLaren, but there's a bit of a gap opening up. So it's hovering around a second at the moment. Kinnear won't want to give Ricker a chance to get off the hook here and drive away. To be fair, has been a good drive as well for Max. So the start of the race, don't think it really went his way. How those tyres are feeling on that Mustang now as well. Yeah, so it didn't necessarily go his way at the beginning of the race, but he hung tough. Then once he was able to get behind behind that Mustang, I think he quite revelled in being able to just pour the pressure on Vinny. Vinny didn't falter though, he didn't make a mistake. Able to race him into the pits, made his stop, came out in front, and then just made a little tiny error. It was just a small little mistake, but that's all you needed. And that was enough to let Max through the door there. Just dipping under a second again. 10 minutes 40 remaining. Feels like I was only saying 13 and a half minutes left. So time ticking down almost into single figures. Let's just naturally put a little bit more pressure on Vinny. You'll see that time running out. Like sand in the hourglass. What does that show? Days of Our Lives. Like sand through the hourglass. That show? Daytime soaps. You only ever watch it if you're homesick. Is Hayes. So he's been, behind this Lexus for a very, very large portion of this race. Scott Smith done a fantastic job. They've been battling it out for the silver class battle all night. Fair bit of entertainment. Kind of flipped between these two and Ricker and Kinnear. And here's Kinnear just closing the gap a little bit more. Stabilising the gap between he and Hignett importantly as well. So around about 4 seconds was where it was hovering at. Down to 3.3 again. So able to maintain. Oh no, he's made a mistake. That is not going to do any good. To maintain that gap. Let's go on board with him. Let's see what's happened here. The rear tyres don't look like they're enjoying themselves right now. And then, oh yeah. That was a bit awkward in the end, wasn't it? Some live images. So that brings Hignett into play a little bit. 2.3 seconds the gap. He would have seen that. Give him a little bit of extra motivation to push a bit harder. Just to tick over 8 minutes remaining now. There's a little bit of traffic there with Kinnear. I think that is Hedges getting out of the way. It is. Last trip around 34.5 to Ricker, 35.2 to Kinnear, 33.7 to Hignett. So the 471 is flying at the moment. Not terribly close to his fastest time of the race that belonged to Benjamin Hignett, 33.1. So a little bit off that, but still good enough to try and just put a bit of pressure on Vinny Kinnear, who only has 7.5 minutes left, and that back end continues to slip out. So tyre wear on the Mustang looking like it's playing a bit of a part at the moment. See how that affects him in the remaining 7 minutes. As Hignett now looms a little larger in the rear view mirror of the Mustang. And Hignett becoming more and more inspired, more and more motivated. See the rabbit just up ahead that he's hunting down. Just able to push a little bit harder, brake a little bit later. Hit his marks. Can he get a P2? Can Vinny get a P1? Can Max hold him off? We'll find out in 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Because that is all we have left for this race. The rain never came, never looked like coming either. It's been beautiful conditions throughout the race. Been at optimum the whole time. 27 degrees air temperature, 35 degrees track. It's been lovely. It'd almost be a heat wave in the UK, wouldn't it? 27 degrees. I think it was about 26 in the cricket for one of the days. It's the World Test Final. Where, let's face it, the better team didn't win. No, that's a hill that I'm willing to die on. When you're playing C and D grade teams like Bangladesh and Afghanistan that count for the same amount of points in the World Test Championship, it's just, pardon the pun, it's just not cricket. I know they beat us and everything, but like, I haven't lost the ICC title at a tournament for like 15 years. One of their batsmen was saying that he was so motivated by failure in a final. It's like, dude, that's South African cricket for you. Literally never won anything. So I look at it as even a broken clock will go up twice a day. But anyway, back to the racing. Gap is about 7/10. Just opened up a little bit more of a lead over Hignett, so you can sort of put his fears to bed. Any chance that Hignett might have. Yes, yeah, the batting was pathetic from Australia. I will admit that. Yeah, you can't, exactly right. You cannot expect the bowlers to take wickets and make the runs. I 100% agree with that. Uzi, Labuschagne, Cam Green. I reckon Cam Green maybe faced four balls for the entire game. Labuschagne was alright, but like, he's been in such poor form. When he makes 30 odd, like, that's a good score for him now. Uzi just looks really, really old and slow now. Head, he's been so good for so long, so you can't really sort of hit him too hard. Smith had the good first innings. I like, what's his name? Big Slug. He had a crack. That second innings was pretty poor from everyone, though, to be honest. Look at this. Vinny Canero is not going down without a fight. 3.5 minutes left. Yeah, there was a long gap between. Yeah. And you know who South Africa go and play? Is Canero pouring the pressure on right now. So it's make or break for him. Yeah, South Africa go and play Zimbabwe in a test series. And then they don't play a test for 18 months. Like, what the hell, man? Oh, I've got the main screen on. Yeah, then we go play a three test series in the West Indies. Which, let's face it, we should win. They got it back Constas. Steve Smith's not going to play. Bit of a reset, as Pat Cummins said. Got to get set for the Ashes coming up. So Canero, 2.5 minutes now. There we go, bumper cam. Can Max hold on? Great stuff. Vinny not giving it up without a fight. Max is going to be super determined to hang on here. Gap between second and third is at 3.1 seconds now. So they've probably got about 2 laps left, I reckon. Judging from the 90-second laps they're putting in. There's about a minute 50 left as they cross the line. So Vinny, a couple of laps to get this done. Hayes and Smith, they've swapped positions as well. In the meantime, that's not them swapping positions. That's Hedges in the Ferrari. So Mitch Hayes finally gets his man and gets past. So they make their way through Fulston's. What's Vinny got here? Not able to get past. The corners slipping away now for Canero. Chances are slowly dwindling further and further. Is he able to get a pass done? He's not really a dive bomber either, is Vinny Canero, so if he can't get something done, he just won't get it done. He's not going to absolutely send it in a ridiculous dive bomb. So here's the final lap. And Max. Yes, not really enough straight line, for the Mustang to stretch out. As Adrian Rice makes that point in the chat. Speed, top speeds tonight, 233 kilometres. It's been the fastest speed. That is belonging to the Mustang. It was just that little mistake. It's going to be so close yet so far for Canero at the moment, the way this is shaping up. Max is going to have to make some sort of mistake in the last sort of handful of turns through this one to gift the victory to Vinny, and I don't think that's going to happen from a guy like Max Ricker. Big E hugs seem to just not be my race tonight. I think that's maybe Jensen, I think. Down to 11. Anyway, here we go. So only a couple more turns left for Ricker to hold off Canero in a very, very hard-fought victory. Vinny did everything possible, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. And Max Ricker goes 3 from 3. Well done to him. He is the winner. Vinny Canero comes in a very, very hard-fought second place. A third for Benjamin Hignett. He's no stranger to that. Here's Jack Steele. It's a bit of a race of what could have been. He finishes in 4th position. Then we've got Mitch Hayes. So he is going to take out the silver class victory. He had a great battle with Smith for a big, big chunk of that race. Well done to Mitch Hayes on his return. He takes the silver class victory. Smith holds on for 6th. Paul Russell, well done to him. Good effort from him, just jumping in. I dare say no practice. He is going to finish in P7 in the Mustang. So I'm sure Heather Russell and the Russell family will be happy to see that. Well done, Paul Russell. And then Matt Frost in the 666. He's going to come home in 8th position. Masterson in 9th and Hedges in 10th. But it was Max Ricker, everyone. 3 from 3 for one of our previous champions. Well done to him. Vinny Canero in 2nd and Benjamin Hignett in 3rd. So let's see if we can get some post-race interviews this week. I'm going to get out of here. And then might just open it up to anyone and everyone tonight because we've only got 3 races left after tonight. So, you know. Yeah, if you haven't already, check out the Discord and Matthew Marsh's pictures on there. Very jealous, I'm not going to lie. Oh, Herbertron just got home from work, so I'm out this week. Come on, Max Ricker. Neil Feedney was not there tonight as well. He's already in here, everyone. There we go. Hang on. Where is he? I'll go into the green room. Max Ricker, my man, can you hear me?
Of course I can.
What is happening? Congratulations.
Thank you. Hey, I was first in the green room.
I know you were. I knew you weren't going to... I felt like you were, in some way you were just like, man, I really want to win this week, so I get to do an interview after this. That was a cracker battle with you and Vinny. So you seemed that the first part of the race. Did you have an issue at turn 1?
No. It was Steely, and I think that it was
Steele, yeah,
and Zensen.
Yeah.
And they just rub each other, and Vinny went in. I was a little bit more cautious. He just threw it in. He was super fast in the first stint. I also had an oopsie. I went to pick up some flowers on the grass. After the tight chicane, the one after the airpin that looks like a roller coaster.
Oh, yep.
Just there, I went off, and I lost like 2 seconds. So I took a long time to catch back in the second stint, and the third stint started well. Then Vinny had a little mistake. Also, coming out of the pit was interesting. Luckily, I lift off a little bit in the back straight, because if not, we would have touched. But yeah, I don't know why it's the lap times were horrendous once I got in front for some reason. Not sure. We were lapping low 33s until 20 minutes, 15 minutes to the end of the race, and then also Vinny, I think he lost a lot of space.
Yeah, I think he was losing the tires a little bit.
But also I couldn't. Mine too. It was suddenly. It feels like those 3 laps. I think we overcooked them. Because we went out and we were. Yeah, he came in. I was trying to fly as much as possible, go as fast as possible on cold tires, and I think that we basically cooked them there.
Yeah. But it looked like you were having an absolute ball out there, though. That was a great battle between you and Vinny.
Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was good fun. And also Ignat was quick because he did the fast lap, and Steely caught up quite a lot.
Yeah.
He was only 7 seconds off us.
Yeah. Well, he got to. I think he ended up 4th. So, yeah.
Oh well, no, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, and last week was quite a dominant victory as well. It was from a broadcast point of view, it was quite boring because you were unchallenged.
Well, yeah, where were we in?
Kyalami.
Oh, Kyalami. Oh,
Yeah.
mate, I hate the track on the McLaren. But they 1 year ago they did some changes on the suspension of the McLaren, on some BOP changes, and suddenly the car was actually kind of nice to drive.
Okay.
Yeah, I if a few seasons back we did the 2 races one night there in Kyalami with the McLaren, and I was hating every second of it.
Right.
Instead, I think that they changed something. The BOP was so much better, but it's been a year that I don't drive the McLaren, so
Okay.
yeah.
And
you're the last Hurrah.
And you're enjoying being back in the McLaren?
Yeah. I seriously, you seriously jump on this thing. I just, it's interesting. Like, I love the car, how it drives on ACC. Getting on LMU, I hate the McLaren. They completely different animals.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Very, very different. I don't know if it's clearly the model is different, right?
Yep.
But I feel like there is tire changes. The tires are also different between SRO and WEC, right?
Right.
So there are a lot of changes. The yeah, it's I find it very hard to drive. The rear of the car in LMU always wants to overtake the front,
Yeah.
so you need to be very careful and don't carry too much brake into the corner. Instead, in ACC, the car really likes to be aggressive, and you need to toss it, then throw it the car left and right. And usually, it's very stable on entry. And what it does, it's pivoting on the center of the car, and you can use the back to slide it outside and turn more. On ACC, on LMU, it's completely different. I hate the McLaren LMU.
Okay, well, what do you got to go then in LMU?
I'm trying to do hypercars with very little success.
Yeah, I heard it's quite difficult. It's a bit of a culture shock.
Oh yes, I had it with my wheelbase was complete. I didn't have any. My settings from ACC to also the old one that I was using in LMU, for some reason they stopped working 3 months back.
Okay.
And I had to go and reassess a little bit. And also the braking, or no ABS on hypercars is just so easy to just
lock them up.
use that. Oh, just that. Well, sometimes it's not even that you're locking. The problem is that if you don't trail brake well, you lose so much time. It's like, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a very long and stiff learning curve.
Okay.
Once you understand it, then you go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm sure you'll get there.
Interesting.
I'm sure you get there. All right, so a question I'm going to ask everyone who does one of these interviews: what's your favourite memory of ACC? It can be anything. It can be a certain race. It can be a certain car. Whatever. What's your favourite memory of ACC as we wrap up this sim?
Last year, there was a plan in another league. There was planned 24 hours of Notch life.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason there was not much attendance. A lot of people find it very hard at track. I personally freaking love it.
Me too. Are you gonna watch the 24-hour this week?
Yeah, of course.
I'm more excited for that than I was for Le Mans, I reckon.
Yeah, Le Mans, it's compared to Notch Life, it's like, I feel like it's an easy track. No offense,
Yeah,
I mean, it's also from a car perspective, it's like, long straight, but they don't take as much as a beating as a Notch, Anyway, we were planning to do 4 of the losers. There was Paul, there was Steely, and Nando was supposed to come. Then in the end, they removed, and Wolsey too. They removed the 24. They did 12, and so everyone a little bit drop off because they're like, oh, I wanted to do 24 hours, and so it was left Steely and myself.
Oh, and do a 12-hour.
Yeah, we did a 12-hour. That was. That was quite an achievement. We had a beautiful livery, a Ruse livery done on an Aston Martin, on the Aston, and it was. We qualified very well because we were top 5. It was on Octane. We qualified top 5. We were lapping. I think that our lap time in qualifying, they were identical. They were 8 or 6s, and there were like people was there racing, and I think that in qualifying probably she didn't put too much effort in, but she did a 8 or 3.
Right.
So we were like, wait a second, on an 8 minutes lap we are 3 seconds off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the race, we had just a perfect race, and I think that we managed to beat quite a few fast drivers that usually it doesn't happen all the times, so we finished 3rd. That for us was basically a victory because BS was there, like, so there were one of those teams. It was already an alien team, so it was like for us, it was like, oh, we already finished almost seconds, but it was great. We had a couple of issues, and of course 12 hours long. We had one issue that was, oh my god, was so funny because we were doing double stinting in order to manage the best the changes, because 3 stints in Nords can be quite long because there was no stint limiter, so it was like 70 minutes almost.
Yeah.
And did two, and for some reason we were using ACC drive, to send the strategy between each other, right? And still it sent the strategy, and something happened, and we didn't notice. I jumped in the pit, leave the pit, take off the gloves. I'm like, oh, perfect, all good, mate. 2 hours, all yours. And then suddenly he was like, oh, I don't have it. And I was like, what do you mean you don't have it? And for some reason, it override the change of the driver. And so I was still in the car, and we were like, damn. And still was like, oh, do you want to come in one lap? And I'm like, no chance. We can't come in one lap, It was a little bit of a Kubica last stint, I was like, no chance that I'm gonna get out of the car, I was like, if we do one lap and we stop, we waste 60 seconds, 70 seconds, 80 seconds,
Yeah.
And so I ended up doing 3.5 hours straight in Nords.
Wow.
And managed not to bin it,
That is,
So,
that's an impressive effort right there.
Yeah, we did 6 hours each. We did 6 hours each, and it was I think that we punch higher than what is our level.
Yeah.
We're good drivers, but we're not the fast, but not crazy fast. And I think that was, for me, that was the best one. By far, we had so much fun. It was great. Nando jumped in at the end of the stream. He was there. Was like, "Oh, lads, what have you done? Wow, amazing!" Because we defended until last lap. But like between third and fourth, there were 3-4 seconds. After 12 hours.
Yeah. Fantastic! Love it. Well, that sounds like a very, very good memory of ACC. So. Yeah, love it. Congratulations on tonight as well. 3 from 3. And then, we do it for 3 more, and then we're done with ACC. So
it's going to be sad.
Yeah, but, all good things, they must come to an end. We've had a good time with it, and we're, can't stop progress. So...
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to see if they're going to do an ACC 2 once Evo is done, and dusted.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait for the full release. Could be a little while away still. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway, thanks for the stream as usual.
No worries. Thank you. Congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Hopefully, maybe I'll see you next week again. Who knows?
Yes, possibly. All right. Cool, man.
See ya.
See you, Max.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that is it, everyone. So I didn't see anyone else in here, but congratulations for everyone tonight. Max, Mitch Hayes, and who was that? I can't remember. But anyway, congratulations to everyone. That's all done. We're going to be back and do it all again next week. I don't know where we are next week, but we'll be here. We'll check it out then. In the meantime, take care of yourself. My name's